Welcome, everyone, to the Happiness Planner Getting Started webinar. Oh, I'm so happy that you are here. Delighted to see everyone. We have such an international group here. We have from the United States and England and Germany and Sweden, and it's just lovely. And Mo and I are so honored to have you here. My name is Rebecca Kochenderfer. Yes, my poor children. My last name has 12 letters in it. They were able to read small books before they could spell their own last name. And I also want to introduce you to the person who created the happiness planner. Because when you received it in the mail, in the box from the very beginning, and you unboxed it, wasn't it? Send a heart emoji if it was a magical experience for you. Yes, it was for me as well. Is that when I received the box and I just wanted to give it to everyone as a gift because it was so beautiful. And wasn't that an act of self-love when you received that planner? Oh, yeah, I see your emoticons. Yes, it really was. And I'm happy for you and I'm so proud of you for investing in this planner and letting yourself have this experience. Now, Mo C. Tupton, Mo, can you come on so that people can meet you?
Hi, everybody.
Oh,
I'm so happy to see everyone here today.
yeah, Mo,
Hi,
thank you
Mo.
so much for creating this. I've been using the Happiness Planner for 5 years. This is my first time with the spiral version, but I've been using them for 5 years. I buy them all the time. When I was working with journaling.com, my job was to test planners, and the Happiness Planner was my favorite one because it's not just a productivity planner, it's a mindset planner. It's exactly what it promises. It's the happiness planner. So, Mo, I'm glad you get to see us here because I know you have changed lives. Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
Mo is coming to us from Munich, Germany. She is a bit of a digital nomad, so she lives all around the world. Thank you, Mo.
Thank you.
All right, here is our plan for today. We're going to try to keep it around 60 minutes. I'm going to watch the clock for us, but if you need us to answer questions or anything, we'll be here. And then the plan is that I'm going to take you through the planner and the booklet. And I am going to teach you a little bit of science because my official title is Dr. Rebecca Kochenderfer, the PhD type. And one of my favorite topics is a mix of mindfulness, psychology, and neuroscience. So today I'm going to share with you some fascinating science about the subconscious mind and how this planner works so beautifully with it. And then also, I'm going to be telling you about a new program that Mo and I have created, a year-long support program that we think of as a beautiful experiment. And it's $99 for the whole year. So I'm going to be telling you about that in case many of you would like to participate in that. So how does all of that sound for our together time for the next hour? Go ahead and send me a thumbs up if that sounds good. Good. And if you're anytime you're on screen, just feel free to do thumbs up. Oh, thank you. Oh, I can see you there. That sounds great. Hello, Randy Taryn. Lovely to see you too. So Randy's coming in from Hawaii, so we're all probably pretty jealous. Okay, that's great. Let's start out with the big planner. So this is my first time. I've only used the 3-month planners, which I then, replace and get the next 3 months. So this is going to be my first time with this beautiful spiral bound and having everything in one place. I think it's going to be really handy. I even have a matching pink pen that I've put here. So now I'm going to ask you some questions. Give me a thumbs up. Have you already received and unboxed your planner? Let me see that. If that's thumbs up if you have already received and unboxed your planner. Okay. Yeah. And the other places where I'm not seeing a thumbs up, perhaps you were on a telephone call. All right. Or actually now, oh, let me ask you a different question. Give me a thumbs up if you have not received, you've ordered your planner, but you have not received it yet. Give me a thumbs up if so. Darcel, does that mean that you have ordered the planner but not received it yet? And Sophie, is that correct for you as well? Okay, that's excellent. Well, then this will give you a nice jump start. And I hope you receive it soon because you're going to love it so much. Mo did such a beautiful job. I have never seen anything packaged so beautifully that when you open it up, it feels like the gift that it is. All right. So everything, your whole year is in this planner. And for those of you who have it, go ahead and open it up. And you'll see that you have tabs for each month. And the spiral is designed where you will just tuck it as you use it. That's why there isn't a ribbon here to keep your place. You just tuck it as you use it. And each month you'll have some questions that set the tone for your month. And as you're going to be learning today, Mo did not make a mistake when she was doing this. It's very intentional because you're communicating to your subconscious mind and to your reticular activating system what you are looking forward to in the month ahead. And I'll be doing an experiment with you on this call where you can experiment and see how this reticular activating system works in your life to filter out information. So you'll begin each month with an honesty check, on how happy are you? How unhappy are you? Excited, bored? And I love this too, because it's very important to observe and to be okay with what is. What a special skill that is, isn't it? That you can observe and be okay with where you are right now in your life and looking at it with honesty. And then you're going to begin in and you just use it every day. Now, here's the thing. I want you to be so kind and gentle with yourself because this is the happiness planner. It isn't the boot camp planner. So if you miss days, what I want you to hear yourself say to yourself is, I'm going to just resume as soon as I can. Let that be your motto. And then you just hop back in. You don't try to make up for it. You just hop back in wherever you are because you have a year's worth here. And perfectionism is not our goal. So whenever you miss days, you do not beat yourself up. You just hop back in. At the end of each month, you'll see that there are questions. I find these incredibly valuable as well. Is that you take a look at the month in review. What was a bold or uncomfortable thing? How did I grow this month? Who do I want to become this next month? So you'll find very deep questions here. Okay, my view has changed here, and I'm going to go back into gallery view so that I can see you all. Okay, that's great. But thank you, Mo. So that is basically the planner. It's super easy to use. And some of the most successful people in the world, I would say most of the successful people in the world have morning routines. And you notice that this happiness planner, it just takes about 10 minutes each morning. And as my aunt and uncle who raised me would say, you get your head on straight for the day. And let's take a look at the entries here for the day. For example, it's today I choose to embody the version of me who. And then we're going to do a mirror experiment with that to give you some clarity about what that means and what type of answers you might put for that. For the sleep entry, this can be anything you want. I write in the hours of sleep that I have. And once again, now you are telling your reticular activating system, sleep must be important because I'm monitoring it. And whenever you have, oh, I just got 8 or 9 hours of sleep, do a little victory lap. In other words, apply some pride emotion to it as you write that in. And once again, you're using your observer self. If you notice that again and again you're having 5 hours of sleep or 6 hours of sleep, you might notice how that is showing up in your life. So this is once again strengthening this observer part of you, which I believe is the higher self part of us. And you have a little bit of distance from what's going on in your day. You're coming from this place of the higher self, from the observer, and that gives you a little bit of neutrality as you are looking at things, and that's incredibly powerful. The meals, I just put like a little B, an L, and a D, and I just map out what my breakfast is going to be, what my lunch is going to be, what my dinner is going to be. And of course, what does that tell ourselves? It says, I'm a person that takes good care of myself. I'm a person that watches what I eat. I eat healthy food. So you don't have to look at this throughout the day and use it as a checklist, but you've just now told your subconscious mind, this is my plan for the day. Same thing for exercises. You write this down, and what does this say? This is a person, I'm a person who cares about my fitness and my health. So every time you just write something down, and once again, perfectionism is not our goal. You're not going to beat yourself up. And then your to-dos here, and then your light schedule for the day. And this, what made me smile today? You can either do that at the end of the day, or you can do it in the beginning of the day. I do mine in the beginning where I project forward and I see myself kind of almost like a third person, like, oh, today I was really happy that. And then I do little bullet points and I write that down. And once again, I believe that is driving directions for my subconscious mind to tell me how the kind of day I'm going to have. The same thing today, I'm proud of myself for. This pride is a powerful emotion. To think about what it is that you're proud of, boy, that is a confidence builder. That is a beautiful, beautiful emotion. Hello, Julie Jenkins. I'm so happy to see you. And then today, how I'm feeling inside. Now, this is going to be very interesting. In the year-long experiment, we're going to be kind of experimenting with programming our subconscious mind. And there is a reason for that. And it's because the subconscious mind, this lizard brain of ours, is famously negative. It's famously fear-based, and its job is to keep us safe. So all it does, the minute your eyes open up in the morning, is to look out for things that might be a danger to you. Its job is to be hyper vigilant. It's not to look for the positive. It's not to look for the good in your life. It is to protect you by looking for the negative. But of course, that isn't a very nice way to live. It isn't a very comfortable way to live. So taking 10 minutes each morning on your happiness planner, you have comforted that part of your brain. You've comforted it and you've told it, no, this is what our day is going to be. All is well. We're going to eat healthy today. We're going to exercise today. This is what the day's schedule looks like. Oh, I'm so proud of myself for this. I'm so happy about this. You have just now comforted that part of your brain and made it so much easier for you now to go into your day with far less fear and anxiousness. It's why it's the happiness planner and it's why it works. And it only takes about 10 minutes each morning, as Aunt Dorothy would say, to get your head on straight, to begin the day as you would like it to go on. Otherwise, the day is a reactive moment, one moment after another. This is your creative moment. This is you being proactive. And then after that, the day is going to be, but you're at least giving yourself the gift of starting the day and visualizing how you want it to be. Now, has this little booklet is extremely powerful. Give me a heart if you have already completed your book. Okay. So Emma, I have two Emma. And then Blue Divin, cool name. Hope I pronounced that correctly. Yeah. So this book, once again, do your very best. Now, and Mo would say, try to finish it as quickly as you can. A lot of thought and wisdom went into this little book. And it's extremely powerful. You're going to get to know yourself really well by answering these questions. And I did it where in the morning, I just kind of got my hot beverage and then I answered them. And then I could tell, I'm at a fatigue point. So I stopped for that day. And then I came back the next day or I came back later in the day. And in that way, I was able to finish the book, but it is really good. It's really good. You're going to be doing visualizing and you're going to be assessing where you are in the different areas of your life. And towards the end, you're going to be kind of looking at what milestones might appear for you. So do your very best to do this booklet. This booklet, I would say, is a priority. And it's what makes this happiness planner very powerful. For example, let us take 1 minute here to do one of the visualizations that Mo created for us. It's where you envision the future you. And visualizing has been proven again and again. You've probably heard of the POW studies where prisoners they were in cages, but they visualized themselves playing the piano or playing golf. And when they were released, even though they had never touched a real piano or a real golf club, their golf game was better. Their piano playing was better. So visualizing works. You visualizing your day in advance and attach it to emotion. Visualize your day and how peaceful you feel, how proud you feel, how happy you feel. Visualize that in advance, and what you visualize becomes your reality. So just to give you a taste of it, let's spend 1 minute here. And here are the instructions. You're going to pretend that it is the end of the year. It's the end of 2026. And you are looking at yourself in a mirror. It's the end of December. It's the end of 2026. You're looking at yourself in the mirror. Now, look, what does she look like? You're going to look at it from the third person because whenever you're in first person, your lizard brain reacts. But if you look at this, what does she look like? How does she feel about the past year? What were some of her joys from this past year? And if you happen to have the booklet there, feel free to write that down or just anywhere you have it or just see it in your mind. So I'm going to be quiet here for like another 45 seconds and visualize yourself. All right. In the chat, share with me, if you will, what were some of the emotions that you felt when you pictured yourself at the end of 2026? I'd love to see what emotions you felt. Yeah, proud. Proud came up for me as well. Excited. What other emotions? Proud, feeling seen, heard, understood, respected, confident. These are no small things, are they? Encouraged, strong. Rested deeply, confident, strong, joyful. Yeah. And when you're doing that exercise, and anytime in that booklet, if you feel tense writing it in first person, as in I, change it to she or he, or whatever gender you identify with. That'll give your brain a little distance from it, and that will reduce the anxiousness. Because your lizard brain isn't worried about what happens to her. It's only hypervigilant about what might happen to you. But do you see the value of that beautiful exercise? And there are a lot in there. And Deborah, I saw your question in the chat. So most of the people have already purchased this happiness planner from thehappinessplanner.com, but some of you are coming over from my personal invitation as well. And I think Mo said that there are still a couple of copies of the year-long happiness planner at the happiness planner, or the 3-month planner is available on Amazon as well. But her year-long planner is the one with the booklet. And then when Mo comes back, she is going to tell us a little bit about the stickers, because you'll notice that it arrived with stickers, and I never know what to do with stickers. It's not the way my mind works. I tend to think kind of like math and science. Mo, help us up, because with you're a creator of beauty. Just kind of give us some ideas. How might we use these darling stickers?
Yeah, so people really like stickers, It's I think like when you use planners, it's also like a way to go back to inner child. People use colored pens and pencils and I like to do highlights and stickers is one of them. Just making it planning more fun and enjoyable. Yeah.
Okay. So in other words, once again, no right or wrong way. I'm going to try to encourage myself to do it because I think it'll create a spirit of fun and a little bit of lightness. And couldn't we all use that?
Yeah.
Fun and lightness. All right, next. So now, and do you have any questions about the planner or the booklet? Or do you have any questions about that? Especially if you do, maybe type it in the chat. Oh, yes, Mo, I was wondering about that too. Do the stickers have meanings? Like one of them is take the sun, one of them's mind. The heart? Did you have specific meanings, Mo, when you were creating them?
Yeah, just like, each day, maybe people want to put like stickers that say take care of yourself or meditate, drink more water, whatever it is. It just you instead of writing, sometimes people just want to put stickers, just making it more fun.
Oh,
And
yeah. I love that too. And of course, the brain can take in more information from images too than it can from words. So, okay, I like that. So it can be a celebration, it can be an encouragement, it can be, I just think this is super cool. Or I like that inhale, exhale, especially maybe when you have a challenging day coming up. That would be a lovely reminder. There was a question in the chat also about, when's the optimum time to fill out the planner? Nighttime or morning? That all depends on you. I'm a morning person, and so I have lots of time in the morning, so I tend to do mine then. But if you have a quick start in the morning, then you might want to do it in the evening. Once again, there is no right or wrong way, but most of the successful people in the world, the most successful in the world, people in the world, they have morning routines. And in our year-long experiment, that $99 program, we're probably going to be experimenting with individual morning routines because they can be incredibly valuable. And sometimes it's the only time in your day that you have control over. The rest of the time, you're reacting, you're responding, you're busy. But if you can just take 10 to 15 minutes to decide how you're going to kind of plan out your day, but also doing it night before you go to bed too, sometimes that can improve sleeping because now you've downloaded everything. It's the end of your day, nothing to worry about. You know what's coming tomorrow. I think that that can probably improve sleeping as well, which is why some people maybe they do, part of the planner in the morning and then they go back in the evening and say, hey, what was I proud about today? How did I feel about today? What were my highlights today? What were the favorite parts of the day? One of my favorite end the day questions is I look back on my day and I ask myself, what was my best thing today? And in answering that question, I've just reviewed all the good things in my day in order to find the best one. And then I'll say, oh, the best one was running errands with my husband today. Okay, why was that your best thing? Why was that your best thing? Because it was so nice for us to spend time together, and I know he really enjoys it. And then you ask yourself, how did I get there? And like, oh, I wanted to say no because I was busy, but I caught myself. And when he said, do you want to run errands together? I said yes. And because of that, we had this really sweet moment. So that's also a nice way to end the day. Okay, because of the weekend. Yeah, do what works for you. But it will take a while to get the habit. In other words, keep it, make it visible, set yourself up for success. Put it by your coffee maker or your hot water kettle. Make it easy for you to see, especially if it's a new habit. I've been doing it for so many years, I don't have to think about it. It's automatic for me. But if this is a new one for you, put it out there, trip over it, remind yourself, and then just do a little bit. But you'll like that. And how do people who don't think so linearly or with such structure use this planner? You could use it to visualize. Visualize the entirety of your day and the feeling of it. Even just planting emotions into your subconscious and your reticular activating system. It's like, this is how I'm going to feel today. I'm going to feel proud, happy, centered. I'm going to be in flow. Even just take a moment to do that. And then the book, maybe later on you want to remember something. The beauty of having a to-do list, though, oftentimes is because you can feel tense, but once it's out of your head and onto the page, now you can just relax. So there is a lot of peace with that as well, especially if you're juggling a lot. Just kind of keeping that to-do list. And then in the month tab, that's where I write down the victories, the big projects that I completed, or I keep my bigger list and then I look at that and bring it on. So you can make it think like a garden where it's less linear. And it's like, these are the flowers that are going to come up during my day, whatever that works best for you. And you're going to get to know yourself really well. And the vibe of this is, this gift is my time. This time is a gift I give myself. Let me check the chat here, make sure I have everyone's questions. Oh, you have a digital planner. Yes. And Mo has an app, the Happiness Planner app. I tend to think best when I have a pen in my hand, so I tend to go old school and I use that. But yes, give me a thumbs up or a heart. Are any of you using Mo's app, the Happiness Planner app? I'm very excited to give that a try and how mobile that is. Ruth, yes, and Emma. Cool, cool. I struggle with the section of the planner. I choose to embody the version of myself who. Yes, and this this is a new thing that Mo is experimenting with in this planner because you notice how this is all about daily rituals. And this is the power of small. And it's not boot camp and it's not even atomic habits, as much as I love that. But that has kind of an intellectual to it. The idea of a ritual has a sacredness to it. So I choose to embody the type of person who, and then I said, is confident in her future. I wrote that one down on January 1st. Or on the 2nd, I wrote leads with clarity and confidence. On the 3rd, I wrote down the version of myself who takes good care of herself and the number one relationship in her life, her husband. I've been married 40 years. So maybe it was because I wrote that down that when he asked me to run errands with himself, I was able to catch it and say yes. Isn't that interesting? And that's what we're going to be experimenting with in the year-long program as well, is that when we softly program our subconscious, do we start being able to do things that were once hard, or changing habits that we once had? So let's talk a little bit about this subconscious. I want to give you some percentages that I find kind of shocking and fascinating. Okay, for example, we all know that the path to success is through your daily actions. It's the food you eat every day. It's the exercise you do every day. It's touching your business a little bit. It doesn't even have to be big or grand. It's the repetition of it. It's the consistency of it that time and again has proven to be the biggest difference maker, the needle mover. But did you know that 95% of our daily actions come from our subconscious? We just do them automatically. They are from autopilot. Only 5% of our day is conscious. The other 95% of the actions we do each day are coming from the subconscious mind. They're just coming in automatically. The problem with that is that this subconscious, this amygdala, this lizard brain of ours, as we've all heard, it's famously negative. It's famously hyperprotective. It is resistant to change. It thinks we're living in prehistoric times and it does not want you to get ostracized. It doesn't want you to be different. It just wants you, right, to just stay still because it wants to keep you safe. But we love our brain. We appreciate our brain. It's our friend, but we must work with it. That's why sometimes one of the things I'm experimenting with in the morning is that when I lay in bed before my subconscious mind gets a chance to go into fear and protective mode, I do a quick visualization of my day and I attach positive feelings to it. Like, oh, I'm so proud of myself for how well I'm going to eat today. And I see myself out walking my dog, and oh, that feels so great. And I see myself doing a little touch of my work project. Oh, how good that feels. So before I even get out of bed, I have touched my subconscious mind and my reticular activating system and said, nothing to worry about here. We're going to have a great day. And I'm noticing that that is immediately bringing the anxiety down. So I encourage you to do a little experiment with that. So 95, I'm going to give you these facts again and again because we need to hear them, but 95% of our daily actions, which we know determines our success, where we are in our life right now, what's going on, where we are, the kind of success we have when we set goals, the changes we want to make, it's coming from the subconscious. But the subconscious mind is fearful and resistant to change. But the way we can program our subconscious mind is through repetition. And that's what this happiness planner does. You just touch it. It's the power of small. You just touch it each day. You visualize the meals, the exercise, the sleep, the who you're going to be. You just keep calming that part of your brain again and again. And show me a thumbs up. Have any of you heard of the reticular activating system, the RAS? Yeah. It's so interesting that our brain has a million bits of information. Let's say tens of thousands of bits of information that it encounters, but our brain can only handle 1,000. So our reticular activating system, that part of our brain is the filter. So it sees the 10,000 bits of information that we're seeing. And in this fast world, boy, we're seeing a lot. We're having a lot of data in front of us at all times. And the reticular activating system surfs through it and it chooses it and it only gives you 1,000. But we get to tell our reticular activating system what type of information we want it to let through. Now, perhaps you've done this experiment before, but I want you to look around the room where you are at. Look around your room, and I want you to look for everything that is green. Look for green. All right, now close your eyes. Close your eyes, picture that room, and tell me everything in the room that is orange. So it's kind of hard, isn't it? Like, were you able to do it? You just told you, give me a thumbs up if you were able to easily find the orange and see the orange. Okay. Yeah. Give me a thumbs up if it was kind of hard. You'd been looking for green and you really couldn't think of the orange. Give me a thumbs up if that was your experience. Yeah. Isn't that fascinating? You told your reticular activating system, your RAS, look for green. And so that's what it finds. You've probably had the experience when you buy a new car and then right afterwards, you see that car everywhere. The car was always in your experience, but it was filtered out. The orange was always in your experience, but it didn't make it through your filter because you told it to look for green. So, especially in this year-long experiment, if you're participating in that in the program or in this program, daily tell your reticular activating system what you want it to look for, recognizing that our beautiful brain is designed to be fearful, protective, and to look for the bad. So you're going to have to tell it, I want you to look for the good. I want you to look for abundance. I want you to look for health. I want you to look for love and friendship. And I want you to find that because what we focus on expands. When you are looking for green, you get more green in your life. When you're looking for orange, so just that's why, especially in this booklet, you are going to give yourself the precious time to think about what you want. And when is the last time you were asked what you want? We're told what we should do, we're told what we must do, but when is the last time anyone asked you what you want? What would make you happy? Who you want to become? Take a moment to get that clarity. I did a survey a couple of years ago, and the two biggest problems people had around goal setting and life design, the first one was clarity. It can be really hard to know what it is that you want. And the second one was follow through. We live in such a world where it's squirrel, there's just so much competing for our attention. It can be really hard to stay on path. And that's one of the things we're going to be kind of working on in the year-long program as well, is identifying path rather than goals, because when you're on path, doors open for you. And also about keeping you in tune with what's going on. All right. And do you have any questions about the subconscious mind and the reticular activating system? Okay, thank you. I see this. Yeah, it's another way to reinforce something. Um, it's when I'm being expansive, I like to use them to help put an emphasis on the hard work I did that day. I think this is about the coupons. That's funny. The stickers. Yeah. Yeah, I believe in that too. When you ask yourself, what made me smile or what made me proud today, a way of manifesting the day. I'm really interested in doing more law of attraction this year. I was just kind of raised to think that life had to be earned and that everything was cause and effect. But I'm starting to think maybe life isn't so linear. Maybe I can receive things from grace. Maybe good things can just come to me, that it isn't just all about worthiness. And a lot of this for me came from my childhood. I had a pretty challenging childhood, spent time in the projects, which is, poverty housing, running home from school to outrun the bully and running into any door that was unlocked and hiding behind the couch because Wayne was chasing me with the metal end of a hose. It was so challenging that two of my sisters did not do well and, died young. We can call it suicide, but they couldn't get past the challenging childhood. But when I was 8.5, my father died, and then two weeks later, my mother died. And I went to go live with my aunt and uncle. My aunt and uncle took me in, and it was like a Cinderella story. I went from having chicken necks for dinner to having lamb chops and avocado salad with homemade ranch dressing, and from kicking the trash out because it was covered in cockroaches to suddenly staying in the same house and not moving 3 times a year. And the house was clean and I had a canopy bed. I mean, you can't imagine the contrast that I experienced. And I was so grateful for it. And what was amazing is that my aunt was my father's sister, but how was she able to live this way and he lived that way? And as a child, almost 9 years old, I thought, I want this way. I don't want the other way. But I had to reprogram myself because 9 years is a long time to spend in that kind of environment. That hypervigilance, that fear, that path that I was on. So I started reading every self-help book there was, recognizing that I was lucky I was in this new Cinderella environment. But I can tell you that it works because I've been married now for 40 years. I have 3 wonderful children. I've had successful businesses. And our subconscious, where we are now or where we were in the past, it doesn't have to dictate what happens to us in the future. I really do believe, and it was my aunt who said that, honey, you are the designer of your life. You are the designer of your life. And so I remind myself of that. And one of my great pleasures is reminding others too that sometimes it doesn't feel that way, but trust me, you are the designer of your life. Sometimes I even ask myself that question. I say, okay, if I was the designer of my life, which of course I am, what would I do here? What would I like my life to look like? And then you will figure out the how as you go. But just getting some clarity and being brave enough to want something, that can feel pretty good. I'm looking at here, our culture is reflecting the fact of how our fear-based brains are overwhelming it. Yes, of course, right? Because that is our natural. And then, of course, you have the media and stuff. It's all about fear because if we feel unbalanced, then we'll tune into the news and we'll be glued to the news. We won't be able to be the creators of our life because we'll think that we just have to be hyper vigilant. And it's very hard to learn something new. Teachers know that. It's very hard to learn something new if we're in fear mode. That we have to feel safe. So when you're using this happiness planner every day, you're going to reinforce for your mind and your body and your spirit, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. We're going to have a great day. My son had cancer 2 years ago. It's kind of a bit of the nightmare. And, we were all afraid, but I kept reminding him, the family, we kept reminding him that you can't control the cancer perhaps, but you can control how you're going to feel about it. So no matter what happens in our life, sometimes we find ourselves in a lane that we can't get out of, but we still have the choice. We still have the agency about how we're going to feel about it. What our intentions are, and that is a powerful thing to know about. And we're going to be experimenting with that one in the year-long program as well. This sense of agency. Oh, yeah, my story. Yeah, I'm so incredibly grateful, Deborah. I think it's kind of much. A lot of times people say that I'm so kind, and I think it's because I've been through those kind of hard knocks, and also because I received such love and kindness in my life, right? That Cinderella story from going from cockroaches in the projects to a canopy bed and being able to stay in the same house and having that stability, what a difference it makes. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this year-long program. I'm seeing it as an experiment. So Mo and I have not done it before, but last year I did an experiment I called the Year of Living Joyfully, and I had one of the best years of my life. And then I also ran the Calm Mind study, where we experimented with the notice, name, relax, release technique. I see that some of you participated in that study. So much gratitude to you. In the book, I dedicated the book, Mindful Living Made Easy, to the people in the Calm Mind study. Because I learned so much from you about emotions. So we're going to be really using the 90-second techniques to return to center, return to center, return to center, but honoring the emotions we're having because we discovered something groundbreaking in the Calm Mind study. It's that emotions cause our brain to start talking. And when we release our emotions, give them the 90 seconds that Harvard says it takes, our brain is quieter. And having that calm, quiet brain, oh my goodness, what a gift it is. So we're going to be using those 90-second techniques as well. And so I see that, Mo, if you wouldn't mind, put the sign up link in there. I saw that two of you have already signed up for it. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm really looking forward to it. And the first 10 people who sign up, we're sending you a free copy of Mindful Living Made Easy, 90-second science-based practices to calm the mind and nurture the soul, because that's what we're going to be experimenting with. And as I mentioned, that we're going to be, it's an experiment. We're going to use the observer part of ourselves. So therefore, the brain is nothing to be afraid of here, folks, nothing to be afraid of. It's just an experiment. And the experiment this year is um, can I program my subconscious mind? So next week on the first meeting, we just get together once a month. It's very light, it's easy. Next Sunday, for the people who join, I'm going to teach you, give you a technique I learned from the University of Texas in Austin. It's where you write a two-page description of your ideal life and your ideal you. And you start each morning, it takes 12 minutes and you read it to yourself. So you read this description to yourself, and different words pop up at different times. You read it with feeling, and then 30 days from then, what do we observe? Do we find ourselves, like, do I feel more confident because I feel like I have more agency or control over my life? Do I notice that, oh my gosh, I seem to be so much more confident these days? Do I notice that things just kind of come to me like beautiful coincidences? Do beautiful coincidences start coming? Do I find myself feeling like I have more control over my life because I'm now things that used to be hard, I seem to be doing them and they're not that hard now. So we're going to be like 30 days after reading that little 12-page, GPS, subconscious GPS, what happens? And that keeps the mind open And I think it keeps it really fun. And so each month we'll be doing that. And I'm also going to be there to solve problems as they come up. Because as I mentioned, I just love this area of neuroscience, psychology, and mindfulness, this intersection there. So we'll probably, this group will probably become very close. And, challenges will come up, and I'll be there to kind of help you through them and also to help you stay with the planner because follow through is so hard. I wonder, did some of you give me a thumbs up that when you saw the planner, did you have a like a little fear reaction of, oh my gosh, it's so thick? Because my daughter had that. When I sent her the planner, she goes, oh, and she had a little fear of failure reaction come up. It's like, wow, it's kind of thick. But we're not going to have any fear of failure, right? You're just going to touch it. You're going to use the power of small. You're just going to keep touching it. You're going to do the very best you can, whether you're in this year-long experiment or whether you're doing this planner on your own. I hope that you are proud of yourself, that you took the time to get the planner, to invest in yourself, and play with it. Be light with it. I'm so glad that you were able to send this. Thank you, Tracy. I see that you signed up. I'll send you a copy of the book. Um, yeah, yes, and hopefully,
Thank
now, do you
you.
have any questions too about anything that we've covered today, about the brain, about the planner, about the program? Do you have any questions? Yeah. And of course, if you get stuck, okay, do you filling out the entire planning in the morning and then just the bottom part? Do what works best for you. Yeah. Yeah, do what works best for you. I purposely, I keep it where my first appointment is not until 11, and I tend to be a morning person. I just wake up naturally early. So I do mine in the morning, but if you're a night owl, you might be better in the evening.
Hi. Yes, I have a question.
Yes,
So,
hello. Tell me your name, please.
Tracy,
Oh, yes.
how?
Hi, Tracy.
Hiya. Thank you for the book. Um, so I would like to know how it will happen. How you'd like the plan of the hour that we spend together each month. So
Yes,
what will
it will
happen?
be it will be about an hour each month, and I'm going to be available for questions as well via email. But the structure is I'm going to give you some cool science. And then we're going to check in. How did last month's experiment go for you? If we find that this 12-minute reading, that the first 30 days, if that's working really well for people and they're saying big things come up, then we may stay with it. But I will definitely teach you the notice, name, relax, release technique. I've been using it now for 4 years. 200 people tested it in the Calm Mind study. It's incredibly powerful because we have so many emotions. That's the human experience. It can be overwhelming. And so using notice, name, relax, release, it's an easy, fast, powerful way to just notice the emotions, let them move through. So I'll be teaching you about that. And we'll be doing that simultaneously because nothing stirs up your emotions more than you having a dream or trying something new. Because your brain does not like change, it doesn't like risk. So as soon as you have a dream, the fear comes up, the bubbles come up. But you're just going to notice those bubbles, take a big breath, and let the fear, the emotion, whatever it is, move right on through you. I've noticed that because of my childhood, probably, I had buckets of emotions I'd been carrying around for a lifetime. And I noticed that a lot of those buckets are empty now. That just by noticing emotions and taking that healing breath and letting it move through things that I used to react to and bothered me before, I barely even remember them now. So I've probably emptied out buckets that I've been carrying with me. And by using that technique, by noticing your emotions, you're going to keep your emotional windshield nice and clean. And now you're able to see life as it really is, not just through the lens of your stuff. So I think that's going to be a very powerful thing that we're going to be doing and experimenting with this next year in our,
Fabulous. Thank
you know,
you.
in our experiment with the subconscious. Did that answer your question?
Thank you very much. I look forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it too. And Mo, see, I want to just pause here.
Hi.
Good. And so if anybody misses the sign up today, as I mentioned, we're going to send free copies of the book, just kind of to get some excitement going. But if you end up signing up tomorrow or something like that, go ahead anytime, right? I don't want you to feel pressured. You go ahead if it feels better and you think on it, you trust yourself. Isn't that what this is all about? Getting to know yourself. And the more you follow through, that as you envision things, the more you're going to trust yourself. You're going to have confidence yourself. Mo, do you have any final thoughts for us?
Um, no, I'm just sorry. I'm just trying to look at the who showed up at the workshop today and just making sure that I'll send out an email after this. Yeah,
And then if you know of somebody who missed the recording or who had to leave earlier, because I think we had about 30 something people in the beginning and now it's 24, we'll send out the recording tomorrow.
yeah,
So that's not a problem as well. In fact, always for the year-long program for those monthly meetings, I'm going to record them
yeah,
because it's designed to be easy but consistent.
yeah,
Easy but consistent.
yeah.
Because that's where change happens. It's through consistency, which we know can be pretty darn hard. All right, final thoughts? All right, everybody, if you want, come on out and go ahead and turn your cameras on, unmute yourself, and that way we can say a goodbye and we can say a thank you to Mo for creating this gorgeous gift in our life. Mo, honestly, thank you so much. I can only imagine the hard work that went into that, the wisdom of it. You are changing lives, my friend. So
Oh,
thank
yeah,
you.
thank you
Big,
everyone for
big
showing up.
thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Bye.
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Nice
Thank you
meeting
very much.
everyone.
Bye.
And you too. Thank you, everyone.